Okay, there's plenty of good tutorials out there by good people that can tell you how to do all sorts of things on Google+. And we'll refer you to lots of great articles and videos that can help you get started. I'm here to give you, in this little recording, a conceptual view more of how to do, or sorry, not how, but why, and what approach you're going to take to build your network on Google+. I'm kind of running an experiment on myself as it is. I decided when I came here about 4 weeks ago to not tell any of my friends about it, to not invite any of my business contacts, or not do anything outside of Google Plus itself to build my following. My mission is to get 1,000 followers totally starting from scratch, working just inside the community. And actually, I'm on a good track. I think I've got 240 something subscribers now, and I've been here less than 4 weeks. So the reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can refer back and tell other people how to do it and give you a good foundation to build your long-term network here that's going to last, because this place is much different than any of the other social networks you've used. Now, I could run some ads and I could invite some scores of people to come join me here, but that would ruin my results. It would screw up my scientific experiment here. So we're using me as an experiment, and I'm going to be showing you just exactly how I'm building a quality network of people. And the first thing you need to understand is just how different Google Plus is. It's similar to Twitter in the fact that a lot of content comes through the stream in real time, and that you can follow people without them following you back, and vice versa. And then it has some similarities to Facebook as well. But unlike Facebook, that makes it hard to segregate your lists into smaller groups, here the sky's the limit. But Google Plus goes much, much further than these differences. One of the things that excited me was, I remember 10, 12 years ago when the internet was just getting new, and we all used message boards to communicate with each other. And of course you had to log into multiple sites, and some were active and some weren't. But the bottom line is, by communicating with other people and establishing friendships, that was basically the best way to build your network. Then along came things like banner ads and email marketing and various viral marketing sites and services and link exchanges and all these other ways. So people kind of got away from the message board thing to a certain degree, except for specific groups of people. Social networking came along, and people tried to apply this old mass marketing approach to it. And that's why, in my opinion, places like Facebook got out of hand and got inundated with too much noise and clutter. So now today in Google Plus we see a reemergence of the good old-fashioned discussion board. But it's also a blog, it's also a direct communication tool. It's all these things tied into one, and you don't have to go to multiple places. It's amazing that if you post a comment on someone's post, that entire comment thread can become a discussion. And just by simply tagging people's names, they'll be notified to come back and continue engaging in the discussion with you. Notification system and the tagging of names is like the most powerful thing ever to hit the internet. Okay, so enough rambling about why Google Plus is the best thing since sliced bread. So how do you want to build your network? Do you want it to last, or do you just want a quick confusion of people that slowly dwindles away into nothing and is worthless? I'll tell you, I have built 1,000 members lists and sites, and I've built sites for clients that have turned into 10, 20,000 members. But the problem is, several months later, that momentum drops off. I myself have had membership sites with thousands of people, but I didn't understand back then how to keep things going and how to engage with people. I didn't have the help I needed from other business people that could balance out what I didn't know. Google Plus allows me the ability to connect with all these other people that I need help from, and at the same time to help people that need my help. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be an expert at content creation. All these things you can learn along the way. So if you are just starting out here, get excited about the fact that you don't know very much. Because the more questions you have and the more things you don't know, the more reason you have to go out and engage. So by seeking out people that know what you need to know and engaging in conversations with their readers their discussions. That will lead you to not only gaining the intelligence you need, but you'll be forming relationships along the way. So by the time we're done with you, you are going to become a commenting master. You will be an expert at acknowledging people who deserve it, at knowing where to seek the questions that you need answered, and how to get those answers. You will be proficient at making people appreciate you. So what do you do if no one's reading your posts? Well, you go out and you read other people's posts. If no one's commenting on your posts, well, guess what? Time for you to go out and comment on people's posts. Every time you do this, it reciprocates and comes back to you. Not in the ways you think it will, though. Let's say, for example, you find someone with 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers. You go and you start commenting on their post with the hope that they're going to follow you back and share your stuff and bring masses to your door. It doesn't usually happen that way. What ends up happening is you make one or two friends, and it might not be that person, it might be one of his readers or her readers. And then those 2 or 3 people you pick up from that 5-10 minutes of posting activity, then your work is just beginning. Then what you do is you add them to a special circle of people that you've been communicating with. And every day you come on to Google+, yes, check in with your favorite celebs, let's check in with all your mentors you're learning from and all that, all the people you're trying to get the attention of. However, you always want to check in with the people that have paid attention to you. When someone comments on my post or engages in a discussion with me or gives me a +1, I immediately put them into a special circle, and now I'm going to pay more attention to them and I'm going to read their stuff first. Now, how do you go about becoming a commenting master? Well, it's actually quite easy as long as you don't have an agenda. You basically go find a discussion you're interested in and you weigh in. You don't have to agree with everyone. You don't have to have everyone agree with you. I'll tell you right now, it sure as heck won't happen. People will disagree with you. People will call you on your stuff. Doesn't matter. I find that this community is very open-minded, and in fact, some people have appreciated dissenting opinions in their posts and their comments. We're all just people. The second thing is, don't be intimidated by someone way more successful than you. They're just people. They appreciate your comments. They don't know everything. You might have something that you can share with them, and they'll appreciate it. So that's the one side of the spectrum, going out, finding people that have a lot of followers and trying to get influence in that circle. But a lot of people underestimate the power of going out and following people with 10 followers. What's wrong with following someone with only 100 or 500 or say less than 1,000 at the most followers? Yeah, you're not going to get tons and tons of referrals from them, but you're going to make one good friend that's going to remember you because they're just starting out. So you should be seeking out people equal to and at the same level as you are. Going out and befriending 100 people that don't have much of a following, that's 100 powerful contacts you're going to have, and you're going to appreciate them, and they're going to develop over the next few months like you wouldn't believe. And just one of them might have the influence with someone else to make the difference. So eventually there's going to come a time where you start getting 4 or 5 new people a day, and before you know it, it's 10, and then 15. It's not a numbers game. It really isn't, because we're here for the long haul, and you have to remember to be excited that Google Plus is new, and there's a whole lot of people here, but there's a whole lot more that haven't joined us yet, and they will. So you just have to establish your foothold here now, and that means creating content and not caring if anyone's reading it right now. They might not read it for 3 months. You don't know who you're writing this stuff for. You have to just keep getting into the habit of creating stuff. And now, like I said, if you don't know how to write your own articles or record your own audios or videos, that's okay. You can go find interesting stuff and curate it. You can go and find lists of resources together. People will appreciate the time you spent doing that. Also, when you do share something, though, share it sensibly. Make sure it fits in with your vision and who you want to be seen as. And always, if you can, not always, but most of the time, write a short introduction paragraph about why you're sharing it. Put some sort of identity on it, please. Don't just keep sharing pictures and not ever saying anything about it. There's no substance there. Some of my favorite content providers are people that don't provide content. But you know what? Summarizing a review of something or assembling a list of other resources, that is a form of content creation. You do not have to be a writer. The in-depth comment is when you find somebody who gets like 50 to 80 comments in an hour after posting. I mean, that's a lot of comments. If you are coming into this comment process at the bottom of that list, you'd best take some time to read the comments that came before you. Unless you have something very intelligent to say about the question the poster made in the first place, you really want to take the time to read through and see what the discussion has evolved into. So this can take 10 or 15 minutes. Do this once a day with somebody, and then do other types of commenting. But this is highly recommended.